tonight. Okay. Welcome to night school, guys. Welcome to night school. Well, night school. Okay, guys. So, night school in the house. I love this for y'all. Night school. Okay, so we are on all social media platforms. Okay, so YouTube. So, guys, we're gonna talk about workplace drug testing, right? Workplace drug testing. Okay. So, guys, it's very listen, a lot of people they want to get in this space. Okay, a lot of people, right? And there's a lot of people that could be in this space, right? But the one thing that they overlook, right, or they really don't understand, right, or they seem to think that this industry is something that's just, oh, they're just peeing in a cup, right? Which we use those expressions, right? Okay, we can use those expressions all day long, right? But guys, when it comes to workplace drug testing, come here, mama. Where you at? Come here. Come here. Get it. I'll take this bell off of you, baby, because you can ring it, ring it, ring. When it comes to workplace drug testing, guys, it's not a pee in a cup service. Okay, this is not a pee in a cup service. Okay. All right, I'm talking to y'all and I'm talking to everybody over here. FBYTIG YouTube. Okay, so here and here. Okay, so guys, the specimen collection is only like one piece of a much larger business, right? Problem that employees have to manage. So we know that. Okay, so if you don't know, I'm letting you know now. Okay, so when you understand, guys, what employers actually care about, it changes how you market your mobile drug testing business. Come here. Yeah, I'll give this a second. Nobody loves you. Why? No, I'll take it. Yeah. Run. Let you run. Okay. All right. Now what was that? Okay. So, what companies are actually care about, guys, in this space, right? And if employee isn't like employees, they're not waking up, right? They don't wake up in the morning and say, I need somebody who knows how to collect urine. I need somebody to know how to collect pee, right? No, they're thinking about risk, guys, okay? They're thinking about risk, safety, compliance, productivity, liability, documentation, right? And getting employees back to work. This is what they care about, okay? This is a big deal for them, right? So think about an employer with 50 drivers, okay? 50, right? 50 drivers. You have construction workers, warehouse employees, machine operators, healthcare workers, safety sensitive employees, okay? When somebody needs a drug test, guys, several things can happen, can become an issue quickly. Just like that. Welcome to night school. Just like that, right? So the issues are, guys, downtime, right? So anytime they have to send their employees off site, that's an issue. Okay, that can take away hours from work, right? And if they don't have their people at work, they the money, right? When they show up, the money shows up. So if they're not there, we're not making money because y'all are not here. So that downtime is an issue for them. Okay. And what happens, like for post-accident responses, right? When somebody or something happens at 2 a.m, they need somebody who can respond, right? They can't wait on for somebody to open up at 8 a.m. 8 a.m., baby. That's the bank. The banks open up at 8 a.m., baby. At 2 a.m., they need somebody to respond. Why? Because they have a limited amount of time, okay, to get this collection done. Not only that, they got to get back to work. Whatever they were doing, They must continue doing it. Okay. They can't say, oh, okay, we got somebody that's working. We got 2 people working. Okay. Now something has happened. We can't send you home. No, we need somebody to come here. We need somebody to come here to give you this collection. So we're going to call somebody, right? So guys, you want to make sure that you are answering your phone, right? If you trying to have banker hours, baby, it's up to you. But I'm just saying, you answer your phone at 2 in the morning, baby, you should be making a G. You don't leave your house for under a G at 2 in the morning, right? Also, guys, I want to ask you guys a question. I want to see if I can get the class to follow along and participate today. Over there on YT and FB and IG. Yeah. I want y'all to follow. In this industry, guys, when it comes to companies, right? What do you think is more important to these companies? Okay. Do you think it's the collection or documentation? Is it the collection or documentation? Comment below. YT, FB, IG, YT. Which one do y'all think? Which one? Somebody said collection. Tim, collection. Hey, Tiara. Over there on YouTube, collection. I ain't seen you in a minute, girl. Collection. Which anybody on TikTok? Anybody on TikTok? Documentation. Thank you, Kimberly. Documentation. Why? Right? If it ain't on paper, it didn't happen. Documentation rules the nation. Guys, I want y'all to understand. It's bigger than just P. Okay. That's just a little bit part of it. Documentation rules the nation. If a test is ever questioned, right, the employer needs record. If it ain't on paper, it didn't happen. If you got it, can you prove that this happened? If you don't have record for it, it did not happen. Okay, they want to know, when was the collection done, right? Who collected the specimen and how was it handled, right? If it was a shy bladder, where's the shy bladder form, right? If there's a temperature out of range, where's in the remarks section, right? we want to know. We want to know what happened, right? This is a DOT collection. Did they mark split or did they mark single? What happened, right? Documentation is important, guys. That's why chain of custody matters, guys. Okay? It's not enough to obtain a specimen, right? I always tell y'all what I tell y'all in the book, right? The integrity of that specimen has to be protected from the time you collect it until it's transferred to the lab. Period. You must guard it with your life. Okay? Baby, you need to be acting like it's food. Baby, listen. This is how you need to handle this specimen, okay? And making sure that chain of custody is. When I tell my students, listen, when you do your first collation, call me. I want to make sure that chain of custody is done correctly. Maybe they take pictures, send it to them. I need to make sure it's done correctly, right? Right? And guys, this is why compliance is a big deal, right? Especially when you're dealing with DOT regulated employers, right? The procedure matters. The procedure matters, right? A collector who doesn't understand regulation, right? They can create a big problem out here. This is people's livelihood, right? This is companies' listen. A company can shut down because a collector makes a mistake. You initiate the integrity of the full chain out here. Okay, so that's why when I have people reached out to me, they may have gotten qualified 2 years ago or a year ago or 6 months ago, whatever, right? And they say, hey, I want you to mentor me because I want to get clients. And I say, well, how long has it been since you got qualified? Oh, 6 months ago or a year ago. I got qualified 2 years ago, whatever, right? What is that? Okay, so I asked them, well, if you was to get a call to go for a post accident, would you know how to do the collection? You know, and they're like, oh my gosh, no. Right? So it's like, well, you don't need client, you don't need no client, right? You don't need the clients because you don't know how to do the test, right? You need to learn how to do the steps. You need a refresher, right? So this is something, guys, that is very important. Thank you for the share, right? Exactly, Trinish, exactly, right? A lot of people don't understand that, guys, and it may seem like, oh yeah, it's just P, or just no, guys. Documentation matters, compliance matters. Your role is very important in this space, right? Hello, right? And they have to get tested, right? And this is something that happens consistently. This is not a one-off type of thing for these companies. This is required. Can somebody say required? The word of the night is required. Required. Okay. These companies are required to spend money with you. These companies are required to get these services done. Thank you, Dan, today. Required, right? So, guys, it's a no-brainer to get a skill, this skill, where companies are required by law to use your services consistently. No matter what, they have to do this. It is required spending, right? And guess what? When they hire you and have you to come out there, right? It's more than, like I said, it's more than collecting P, right? Documentation, confidentiality, right? Guys, keep these people on the, you listen. I know I listen. And I understand, right? You can, I'm a trainer. So sometimes for educational purposes, I don't never film where I am as far as the company. I don't show employees, none of that, right? I may show you how I set up the restroom. You see what I'm saying? And that's before the people get there. Okay. But I'm not gonna go into the bathroom. But like, I see so much crazy stuff on here. No. Right? These people are paying you for confidentiality. Right? We getting 300 plus per collection. We not making under $300 for a collection. I come here to do a job. You come here to do a job. You came here to do a job. Social media ain't got to know every move you make. Social media don't know every move I make, right? We have come here to do a job. You're paying me well. I'm going to do what I need to do and go. They're paying you well. You're going to do what you need to do correctly, stay in compliance with it, and go. Keep their stuff confidential. Hello? Hey, eat with me. Hey, Terry. I'm on Facebook. I'm sorry, TikTok be tripping, right? Guys, so employer integrity, right? Right? Employees or employers, right? They want collection procedures that reduce opportunities, right, for substitution, right? Altering the test. This is stuff that happens out here, right? Or other attempts to defeat the test, baby. They come up with all types of stuff. Right? So we have to protect the integrity of the test, right? So that's why, right, we set up our restroom a certain type of way. This is why when the employee comes in, we check their identification, right? This is why we have them to empty their pockets. We ain't patting them down now. We don't pat nobody down. Not when they're coming in. We don't do that, right? We have them to empty their pockets, right? We have them to wash their hands, right? Because guys, and this is a big thing. This is why the companies want us to come to them, because this is a pain point for them. They deal with employees trying to do something to alter the test, defeat the test, right? So this is why they want us to come to them, because if they leave off site and they've been doing something, right? They're going to go stop by somewhere to get something to cheat that test. That's what they're going to do, right? So the employee's integrity, right? We make sure that when we collect this sample, that everything is done correctly, that it can withstand audit scrutiny, right? Before it even reaches the lab. Okay? And guys, also, when you're doing things right, you're going to get continued business from these employers, right? They're going to want to continue to do business with you, right? If you show up and you do business right, and you say you're going to show up and you show up, right? So this is another thing, right? If you 24 hours, then you 24 hours. If you say that you're 24 hours, then baby, if they call you at 2, they're going to be expecting for somebody to answer their phone. If you have a brick and mortar location, they're going to expect for you to be there. They're going to be mad. That's why I tell a lot of people, don't rush, and you don't need a brick and mortar to do this. Mobile testing are winning, right? But I always tell people, don't rush and get a building, because you, first of all, you want to make sure you want to be in that building. That's one. 2, do you want all that overhead before you even build your business? Why are you getting all these? Why are you putting yourself in debt before you build your book of business? You see what I'm saying? One of my students, she was like, Coach, she was like, when I first started my business, I was coming to my office late and I leave early, right? But people were calling. They want to know, like, are you, y'all, your Google said you're open, but you're not here, right? They get upset about that. And too many times, they're going to just be like, oh, no, well, they don't never be there. They're not open. Right? So if you're going to be there, you need to be there. It needs to be just like you working for somebody else. You're just working for yourself. Right? So you need to show up to your business. Right? Hello. And guys, and plus on-site testing, guys, it solves another major problem, guys, with logistics. Right? So guys, so instead of saying, right, instead of, let's say, send your employers to a collection site, right? And hopefully they'll come back. Sending them outside. Hopefully they come back. But baby, they're gonna go get something to eat. They may go to the mall. They may stop by the house. They may do whatever. And they know this happens, right? So instead of you sending them outside, we bring the collection to you. We come to the workplace, right? Right. So that means, what does that mean? Less travel for your employees, right? Less downtime, right? Faster post-accident responses, right? Coordinated tests. She got the Zoomies tonight. Coordinated testings, right? Right? Multiply employees, right? Fewer headaches, baby. Because listen, everybody got a job. They ain't know they was gonna have to do all this, but now they got to do it. The employers, they ain't know. It's like, damn, we just wanted to start a transportation company. We ain't know that we was gonna have to go through all this and have to worry about workplace drug tests, worry about audits, worry about random pools, all that. They ain't want to have to do all that, right? They want to do all that, right? And because it's a headache to HR, listen, you tell the HR they got to hire people, they got to do all this, and they got to try to keep up with documentation. Boom. This is why documentation is huge. They're not keeping up with that. And by them not having that piece of paper, that documentation, baby, they can get hit with $250,000, depending on how big the operation is, right? The FAA just hit American and what's the other one? I just did a class about it. Anyway, 2 of the airlines, one got hit with $255,000 and the other one got hit with $304,000 in fines. Southwest. Is it Southwest? Wait a minute. Let me see. I don't want to lie on these people. Who is it? Who is it? Who is that? Yep, Southwest. That's who it is. Wait a minute. Let me see where we at. $255,300 $4,000. That's why this little change that we charging them, baby, they don't care about that. The little change that you charging them, let me show you. This is change to them. Let me show y'all. This is change. Y'all want to see some change? This is change to them. That's change. Y'all see that? That ain't nothing. That's change. Lord, know I've been changed. That's change to them. That little $1,000 is change to them. That little $475 is change to them. And that's one test. The last one, that's one test. That's one test. One collect, not no multiple. One collection. One collect. But y'all see the travel, right? Yes, guys, we get paid for traveling. Right? We charge. Charges will be charged. Right? We get paid emergency fee. Because anytime they need us to come out, it's an emergency. They need me to come out right now. That's an emergency. They need you to come out right now. That's an emergency. $250. That's the emergency fee, right? Travel fee, right? This is close to 2 hours, $600 in travel fees. Hello? Alcohol test, non-DOT, rap 95, admin fee. They don't care. They could have sent them. No, stay here. We need them to come to us. This is what they want, right? This is change. It's change for them. Anyway, let's get back. Let's get back to where we was. Right? It's change for them. It's change, right? Documentation is huge, guys. The process, right? It matters, right? Imagine an employee, because I'm gonna tell y'all, because y'all just listen, it messes with people's livelihood. Imagine an employee is terminated following a positive test, and later they challenge the decision, because they can do that. They can challenge the decision, right? Or something for workers' comp, right? A workers' comp dispute. These things happen, right? Or a DOT employer is audited, or someone questions whether the specimen was actually theirs, right? That's why documentation matters. You doing the steps correctly. That's why a lot of people that work for the labs, they do it wrong. And they're trained to do it that way. So a lot of people that take my training, when they go through the mocks, they'll be like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this wrong. I've had a couple people that they do, they work for the lab, but when they take the mock, they don't pass the mock because they didn't look at the training. Like, what? But I do this. But that's wrong. They do it wrong in the labs all the time. And they're like, oh my gosh, I got to unlearn and relearn how to do this correctly, right? Because it matters, right? I'm going to give you guys an example. Do I have, oh yeah, right here. You see these? You see these? The specimen ID numbers, right? So at the labs, depending on the lab, right? They have the donor to date it while it's on the paper, while it's still attached. But it actually supposed to go on the bottle first, right? And then we date it and they initial it when it's on the bottle. Because a donor can challenge that and say, that's not my urine. I didn't sign that. I didn't initial that when it was on urine. That was initial. I don't know what they put that on. You see what I'm saying? That's why when you look at the CCF form, when the donor fills out their part, it says that this was sealed. The bottle was sealed in front of me. It was dated and I initialed it, right? They not reading. Because the CCF literally tell you exactly what to do. But anyway, that's why, guys, they can challenge these things. So it's very important that you understand what you're doing out here. Okay, documentation matters, guys. It matters, right? Nobody's gonna say, well, the collector definitely remembers what happened. No, we need it documented. They'll be like, don't you remember? Mm-mm. If it's not on paper, it didn't happen. Right? They're gonna look at the documentation. They're gonna look for it. They're gonna look for it. That's why we have a shy bladder, we hold that shy bladder form for 30 days. We say see shy bladder form because if the MRO wants that, we gotta be able to send it to them. Documentation. You gotta be organized out here. You can't be sloppy. You gotta be it's not a whole lot, but it's just still things that matters, right? It seems very minute, but it's very important, right? It's very vital, right? They're gonna want who's a donor? When was the collection performed? Right? Was the specimen properly identified? Like they want to know all of that, and that's why it's in the paper. It's on the documentation. They ain't got to call you and ask you. It's documented. But if they don't have documentation, how they gonna know? You see what I'm saying? So, guys, anybody can be taught how to collect urine. A professional collector understands how to protect the integrity of the testing process. Okay? And that's a completely different level of service. Right? So, guys, the bigger value here, guys, is that, or what you're selling, or what you're offering, or however you want to say what you're doing out here, right? This is also why I wouldn't ever, and I always tell y'all, don't lead employers with marketing with we provide drug testing. Baby, we do more than that. That's why y'all need the book. This is why I wrote the book, because so many people lost. Talk like you belong in the room. So many people lost. They lost. Get the book. It's on Amazon. Anyway. Right? But it's technically true. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, we do drug testing. Right? But that's selling the smallest part of what you do. Right? The strongest position, guys, is something closer, right? It's closer to, we help employers manage workplace drug testing, right? Events for professional, on-site collection, proper documentation, chain of custody procedures. This, not we just, oh, that's how you do? You collect urine, they collect urine too. They qualify too. You mobile, oh, so are they. Right? We do after hours, so do they. So you collect, so do they. They collect urine too. You do drug tests, so do they. Whoop-de-doo. Right? Now, that ain't what I do. I help employers manage workplace drug testing events, right? Professional on-site collections. I manage proper documentation. I make sure that your specimen is collected and it's going to withstand audit scrutiny, right? Avoid downtime, right? Unnecessary downtime for your employees. Right now, I do drug tests. That's so new. That's so new, people. I don't care if you is new. You ain't got to talk like you belong in the room, baby. So you gonna study your collections. You gonna learn the training, go through your mocks, pass that. Then you gonna take yourself to school to learn how to talk to these people. The legalese, who you talk to, baby, you're gonna learn how to talk to these people. You're gonna talk like you belong in the room so you can command $300 to $500 per collection. See, that's another side that people are not talking about. They're not taking action in that part. I'm out, baby. You're always a student. You're always a student, right? And if you have a certain niche, then you're gonna study that niche. What is their pain point? What's the solution? What is their pain point? How am I the solution? And how do I talk their lingo? You study that. Not just, I do drug tests, I do 5 panel, I do 10 panel, I do 14 panel, I do all the way up to 20 panel. So do they. You see what I'm saying? Right. So guys, now you're speaking to their problem, not describing your procedure. You're speaking to their problem. I've told y'all, everybody got pain points. Everybody got problems. Hello? Everybody got problems. Everybody. Understand? Everybody got problems. You speaking to their problems. They go, okay. You speak to their this is how you get them. You speak to their problems. Right? That's another, guys, there's another important piece, right? The collector can become part of the employer's risk management infrastructure. Guys, there's a lot of, they don't even be knowing. A lot of these supervisors, managers, HR, they have no idea about no drug testing policy, none of that. They don't know. So HR, they need somebody dependable. Period. Safety managers, they need somebody who understands a post-accident. Hello? Transportation companies, they need somebody who understands DOT procedures. Not, I collect drugs. That's it. You got to be, you talking to them so for they feel like, oh my gosh, we need you because I know what you're saying is important. We need you. Why? Because you understand what they need. You're talking to their problems, speaking to their problems, and you talking like you belong in the room, Rebecca. Because you do. Right? Operation managers, baby. They need somebody who will answer the phone when something happens. When somebody's going to answer the phone. So you speak to their problems. When you're doing your marketing material, your pamphlets, right? We answer the phone. Hello? Need somebody that's going to answer the phone at 2 a.m? We got you. Need documentation? Need to be able to withstand documentation audit? We got you, right? That's why $125, $250, or emergency after-hour collection isn't priced based on the fact that it's only a few minutes to collect. That ain't got nothing to do with that. Get out your feelings. It only takes a minute. No. They're paying for availability. They're paying for competency. You know what you're doing? Documentation, compliance, knowledge, chain of custody, integrity, response time, convenience, and reducing disruptions in their operation. That's what they're paying for. This is why you charge what you charge. Hello? The specimen is just the product, guys. The specimen is the product being collected. Welcome to night school. The specimen is the product being collected. Hello? The process is the service they're paying for. Hello? The process is the service they're paying for. Are y'all hearing me? Hello? The risk you're helping them manage is where the value is. I hope y'all understand. This night school. You ain't gotta get all of it ain't gotta click tonight. Keep showing up, it's gonna click. But you gotta get in it to get it. Right? I train over here, we teach, we learn over here. Right? Guys, that is the language that I will start drilling into my brain. All day, every day. Hello? Into my brain. Drill it in there. Hello? It's all about language. Positioning. Right? This is what gets you in the door. This is what gets you contracts. This is what gets you consistent employers. The same one, we want you. This is what we need. We need you. They don't call your 1-800 number no more. They call you. They call your number. They want you, right? This is how you win in this space. Any questions, guys? Welcome to night school. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Guys, if you go to the pin post, this is my information. This is how you get in contact with me. This is how you this is how you get to my site, right? If you want to learn more about my training, Go screenshot it. Screenshot or go to the pinned post in my profile. Okay? Let me put it on here for y'all. Well, no, y'all ain't got to put this on. Y'all know it's in my bio over here. Y'all get to it on my bio. TT, y'all got to get to it. Okay? In the pinned post. Okay? Did you learn something tonight? Listen, I love this for y'all. Nice school. I love this for y'all. Y'all get to stroll TikTok and learn something. Hey, pretty. Oh, no, that's Patty. Hey, Patty K. Y'all get to stroll, social media, Facebook, YouTube, and learn something. Did you guys learn something tonight? If you learned something, comment an emoji below. If you learned something. Thank you guys for the likes. Thank you for the likes. Did you learn something today? Did you say, things that make you go, did you receive any downloads, right? This is all about sowing a seed, right? Making you understand giving you some understanding here, some clarity, right? Guys, through knowledge and understanding, a man creates wealth.